Hey guys, and welcome to Ask Allie, your place for spiritual advice for busy people. Ask Allie is the longest running spiritual podcast on iTunes. I've been there since 2005. Today is February 17th, 2020. Thank you for tuning in and giving me a listen to. If you'd like to get a reading or have your energy balanced, find out more about me or support the podcast, I'll leave the information below in the show's notes. And don't forget, if you like this episode, please rate it. Hey guys, 2 times in 1 month. Pretty good for me, huh? The campaign is going full tilt. We're getting it together. In case you're new to this, to Ask Allie, I'm running for Ohio House District 1. And I'm running against a gentleman who is, he's not a very nice person. I mean, he might be a nice person to his BFFs. But from the outside looking in at him, he's not someone I'd want to sit down and have a drink with. That's for sure. So I'm running against him. I'm going to be putting the link to my campaign page in Allie Thief's Friends. So if you'd like to keep up to date on the campaign and see how I'm doing, and if there's any way you can help out, I'll just go over there to that campaign page and learn. We haven't posted a whole lot there yet. In fact, I don't think we posted anything, but that's coming up. Okay, my election date is November 3rd is when we have our general election. I'm running unopposed in the primary, so I'm already the Democratic candidate for House District 1. Our primary is on March 17th, so on March 18th we go really full swing. We're getting warmed up between now and the 18th. So stop by. I hope you can help me out where you can. What else? Mercury retrograde. Woohoo! Here it is in all its glory. Came around today, and it'll be hanging with us until March 10th. Remember, during a Mercury retrograde, it is not a good time to sign new contracts, to move to a new home, to buy a new car, to move to a new home, to start a new relationship. Mercury retrograde is absolutely fantastic for reflection and for getting your ducks in order, so to speak, for planning, for looking at the big picture and figuring out what you need to do in order to get to that big picture. So just watch. And travel can be disruptive and not go as planned. And so I'm very happy that my son graduated basic training back in January where there was no Mercury retrograde because we had to drive. He's doing fine, by the way. Now that he is in A school, we can text every day until he's done. He still has another 5 weeks at Great Lakes, up 45 minutes north of Chicago. And then he goes for another 4 weeks, he thinks. No, he said 8 weeks, sorry. 8 weeks in San Diego. And then he's on a ship. So until he gets to the ship, we can text and do video talk time and, all that kind of fun stuff on Facebook or stuff. So that's good. At least I can keep in touch with him. And then once he gets on the ship, it's not going to be that easy again. But it is still possible. He was telling me, and it kind of made me sad, but I'm very proud of him, but still kind of made me sad, that his first tour of duty on a ship, because he plans on making the Navy his career. Okay, he wants to be 20 years. The first time is 50 months on a ship. And of course, they stop at different ports, so he will have a chance to get off. But it's still 50 months on a ship. Then it is 36 months on shore. He thinks he's back at Great Lakes. He's not quite sure what he does there. But he's pretty sure he goes back to Great Lakes. And then after that, it's 60 months on a ship. So basically, we've got the next 12 years planned. So then he only has 8 years to go until he can retire. But I'm like, oh my God, 50 months on a ship. I'm going to get myself a passport because I'm going to have to fly places in order to see my kid. Darn, I get to travel. So what else is going on? We have a new moon this Sunday, I believe. So if you do an intention grid, good time to do it. Even if you don't do a grid, write your intentions out on a piece of paper. Write it in red ink because red ink stimulates the manifestation. If you have a crystal, put the paper and the crystal on top and stick it someplace in the moonlight where it won't be disturbed until the next moon comes around, the full moon, which is about 2 more weeks after that. Okay? Very simple. But take advantage of the new moon. New moon is fantastic for fresh starts and new beginnings. And yes, I know it's Mercury retrograde and what I just said, but not buying new stuff. But you can plan for new things. You can put the intention out for new things. Since it is a retrograde, make sure you are clear of your intention, what your intention is when you write it down. Okay? Retrograde, you don't want anything to be ambiguous, because then the universe steps in and says, oh, all right, we get to have a little fun with this one. And unless you want that, just be clear. All right, so check it out, the kitty kitties, because of course I am surrounded by them. It's a shocker, I know. In case you've never watched Ask Allie before, I have 17 animals. I have 15 cats and 2 dogs. And lucky me, a cat showed up outside the other day. So, they just find me no matter where I'm at. Felix, Laverne, and yes, with 17 animals, there will be interruptions, and I don't pause this podcast, nor do I edit it. Life is messy. Lord knows my life is messy. So, you just see what you get. Laverne, Felix, I am talking to you. Leave your daughter alone. All right. So, we're going to do the Oracle overview of the week for this week of February 17th. Now, keep in mind, this is an overview, and everything may not pertain to you. So, just keep that in mind. I'm using Denise Lynn's Sacred Travel Oracle cards. If you want to see the cards and you're not watching the video, note what time it is on the audio. Go to the video on YouTube and take a look. Or, when I call the cards out, I told you what deck they came from. You can Google the cards and take a look, if you so choose. Uh-oh. Oh. Sorry, Google, I wasn't really talking to you. Nothing. I don't want you to help me. I forgot. I can't really say that word unless I want it to pop up and say, what can I do to help you? All right, so this week, let's see what we got going here. All right. I think did I talk to you guys before Lucky had to go in for surgery? My kitty? Yeah, she had most of her teeth removed. Poor babies. But she was an absolute disaster zone. It's no wonder she wasn't eating. Now she eats like a pig again. So, all is well in the Lucky world. Let's see what we got going here. All right, so you can definitely tell retrograde is here. The first card we have, guys, is Ascending the Mountain. Keep going forward. When we're in retrograde, sometimes it's difficult to keep moving forward. Because of the retrograde, we're going to run into obstacles. We're going to run into hurdles. We're not going to be able to do everything we want to do, because there's blocks, or if you try to do something, it gets all effed up and turns up backwards and upside down, and we're pretty upset about it, right? But you got to keep going forward this week, no matter what happens. Even a teeny step forward is still a teeny step forward. You know, as long as you're in the forward motion, you're good. Second card I drew, which tends to go with this first card, is Overcoming Obstacles. You can overcome anything. Think about that. You can overcome anything. All the problems and the upsets and the things that have hit you out of left field and all the fear and depression and anxiety, guess what? You're still here. It hasn't killed you. You've pushed through. You've overcome obstacles. Always remember, you're much stronger than you give yourself credit for. Okay? So overcome obstacles. You'll be able to do that this week. Keep moving forward, even if it's baby steps. And lastly, we have Distant Thunder. Clear the air. So as we are moving forward this week, we want to make sure we clear the air with people that, well, it needs cleared with. Because if you don't clear the air, if you got something weighing on your mind, on your shoulders, and it stays there, then you take it into the next week, and then the next week, and then the next week, and it keeps getting heavier and heavier and heavier. So whatever it is, get it off your chest, talk to your peeps, and clear the air. So, excuse me, Felix. So to do this again, we have ascending the mountain, keep going forward. We have overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. And distant thunder, clear the air. All right, is that rain I hear, or is that the train? It must be the train. The train's not usually this loud, but I can hear it pretty well today. Can't we, Felix? That's right, kitty, we sure can. All right, so that is the Oracle overview of the week. Want to say hi to everyone, Felix? Want to dip more than just your whiskers and an ear into the picture? Guess not. All right, guys, let's jump in. Ways to stay calm in this politically charged era. So, it is a politically charged time. It just is. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. It's politically charged. Something is going on everywhere. And now that I'm running for office, it's charged all over the place. I'm telling you, people are on edge. People are quick to temper. A lot of stress. And that Darth Vader sound you hear is Felix, so don't worry, that's not me breathing. That's actually him. He goes in for his dentist or dental remover, clean the teeth, and hopefully get rid of the Darth Vader sound on March 5th, in case I don't post between now and then. So say a little prayer for Papa Felix. Send him some good light and energy. All right. Come on, Papa Felix. You really got to get down. Come on, kiddo. So, how can you stay calm in this politically charged world? And I think these tips I came up with can be used for any time you need to stay calm, not just when you're in a politically charged area, but whenever you're stressing and you need to calm down. The first way I have learned throughout the years is to either meditate or daydream about 10 minutes a day. Now you're like, a lot of people who don't like to meditate. I can't quiet my mind. That's usually what I hear. I can't quiet my mind. There's a gazillion things going on. Well, if you can't quiet your mind, there's a gazillion things going on. What I suggest is that get some headphones, put them on, and listen to some either calming music, or they have a lot of the nature sounds. I like to listen to the babbling brook. It's one of my favorites. Or the ocean, or chants. I like chants. And if you don't have to buy any of these, you can find all that stuff readily free and available on YouTube. Okay. And I think Amazon Music, if you're a Prime member, has some of those for free as well. But if you can't quiet your mind, putting on the headphones and allowing yourself to be present in the moment with your headphones helps to quiet your mind. And if you really find you can't, that still doesn't work, that's why I recommend, if you're not going to meditate, then daydream. We all can daydream. We all have been able to daydream at some point in time in our lives, usually when we were younger. Me, I can be a professional at it. I can kick into a daydream, usually by listening to music. Give yourself 10 minutes a day to just daydream. Go to a place or a time that made you happy. Imagine yourself with somebody who made you happy. These are happy moments you want to daydream about. Or seeing yourself in future time in a position or in a situation that you believe will make you happy, and daydream about that. Okay? But give it a chance, because it makes you more relaxed, more centered, and really makes you more calm. To learn how to dial down your brain helps in just about any charged situation. And I have a cat about to go in the litter box, so I apologize for any scraping you are hearing at this current time. Who is it? Oh, it's a little black kitty. This usually isn't good. I apologize, whatever's about to come out. Well, maybe he'll be quiet. That's possible. But I found it helps with my blood pressure. It helps to take control of my mind. This isn't, when you meditate or daydream, it's not the same as trying to suppress your anger and suppress your emotions. I don't believe in suppressing, because when you suppress things, all you're doing is compacting them down into your energy, and they're getting very tight and they're getting very fixed. And when you have suppressed anger and emotions down there that's compressed and fixed, it's a heavy weight. And in order to have a breakthrough, you usually have to get that stuff up. And so you get, the pain all over again while you release it. So never suppress. Never suppress anger or emotions. But daydreaming and meditation allow you to be centered and calm. It allows you to take control of your emotions. All right? It's a long journey. It's a long journey to daydream on cue. It's a long journey to be able to meditate when you want to. But if you set it up to have some sort of trigger, like for me, for instance, I get set up, I have my coffee, because I have to drink my coffee afterwards. I put my headphones on, and it's usually in the morning. Put my headphones on, put certain music on or certain nature sounds depending, and it flips. Or, that's my trigger. And then I can just daydream or meditate, whichever I feel like doing at that point in time. It's easy for me because it's taken me a while. It's a long journey, again. But if you keep at it every single day, the long journey makes sense. Remember, sending them out and you can overcome obstacles? See? This helps for that. Second, you want to be aware of your emotions. In order to be aware of your emotions, you must be present in the moment, which is very difficult for many people because you're either stuck in the past or you're stuck in the future. You think about things you can't change, you worry about things that haven't shown up yet. And when you have, overwhelming sadness or anger or something coming through, like right now, if I'm talking to you, and I talk about my son again, like earlier, I was very aware I was going to start getting emotional and get cryy and sad, and not sad because I'm proud of him, but I miss him. I'm very aware of that, and I was able to shift things so that I wouldn't cry. Right? Besides, I got mascara on. I don't want to ruin it. But to be aware of your emotions is very important because you can't control the emotions until you're aware of what you're having. Does that make sense? The more we are aware of our thoughts and our feelings, the easier it becomes to detach from them over time with practice. It really does. Again, I don't believe in suppressing. I believe in listening to your emotions and not letting them consume you, depending on what you're doing and where you're at. Every situation in the present, you have to think about it and make a choice. All right? Next, unplug from the chaos. You don't have to be tuned in 24/7 to what's going on CNN or NPR or your local news or Facebook. You don't have to do it all the time, every single day. You just don't have to. So, and this does take practice. This one does take practice. Give yourself a time of day where you allow yourself to listen to the news. Go on Facebook and see what's going on in whatever area you're thinking about. And nowadays it seems to be political, hence the politically charged world we live in. Give yourself that time. If you watch it all the time now, you may not want to go cold turkey and go once a day because it's going to be hard. You might be jonesing for more info. So maybe you might want to break it down twice a day, in the morning and at night, and then eventually break it down to once a day, maybe in the morning, because at night you might be too charged to fall asleep. Just saying. But in the morning, it might give you enough oomph to get going for your day. Next, I have some calming essential oils that I like to use. I sometimes put them in my essential oil diffuser, a couple drops, or I put them on my wrists. Every once in a while, I'll soak like a cotton ball with them, stick a cotton ball in a plastic bag, and put that in. Sometimes when I actually do carry a purse, and if I need to smell, I just kind of open it up and take a whiff. But most of the time, I put it on my wrists. That way, I can just go like this nonchalantly and get a whiff of the oils. And some calming oils are lavender, ylang-ylang, and ylang-ylang, by the way, is also an aphrodisiac, just to let you know. Clary sage, neroli, I think I said that right, is orange, and it deals with your sacral chakra. So, you know, that also too is an aphrodisiac, because anything that deals with your sacral chakra is going to pump you up for sexual energy. Little black kitty. Oh, for God's sakes. Sexual energy and wellness. Okay? What else? And then sandalwood and frankincense. And both of those, along with the clary sage, helps to take care of any negativity you've picked up along the way as well. So, I like frankincense. I use frankincense quite a bit too. There's also a couple flower essences that I love to use when things get a little bit crazy. And you get these from Green Hope Farms. And one is eggplant and one is bottle brush. Now, eggplant goes in deep and just kind of like sucks out or plucks out all the negativity you've got in your energy field. Boom, 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 boom. Bottle brush kind of goes in as a whole. It doesn't pluck. It doesn't do the deep cleaning, but it does go deep enough for like everyday use, the bottle brush. So I'd probably use eggplant to start off and then switch to bottle brush. But ask the folks at Green Hope Farm what you should do. I'm not a licensed flower essence person. I've just been using them a really long time, and if I were to use both of those, that's what I would do if I was just starting out. But I use bottle brush quite a bit. It's been about a year since I've used any, but I can tell again that I'm going to need to, just because of what I'm stepping into. I've worked with my energy long enough that I don't need eggplant. I don't need to take any deep dives. But the bottle brush, it'll help get rid of the energy for when I go to these meetings and try to discuss the topics with people. And some of them may not agree with my answers. It's possible. In fact, it's probable. So, there you go, guys. That's how to stay calm in this politically charged era. All right. I hope you have found some of my tips helpful. Give them a shot. You won't know if they work until you start doing them. But really, the daydreaming / meditation and being aware of your emotions is just good way to go through life, period. Right, Felix? Because it helps you get centered and balanced. And it doesn't cost anything to do either of those two things. You don't need anything special. You don't need any oils on you or take any flower essences. Oh, and stones. Amethyst is always my go-to stone for being calm. Always. That and, if I can say it right, Kenite. It's blue. Of course, I don't have any next to me, but that also has a nice, very calming, soothing energy to it to keep you chill. Yeah. All right. So here we are at the end, guys. If you like this episode of Ask Allie, please rate it and tell your friends. And in case no one's told you today, you are fabulous. You are an awesome person, and you just need to know that. I love you guys, and have an incredible week, and I hope I get to see you next Monday. And if it's not next Monday, fingers crossed, it'll be soon. Take care, guys, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.